Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is part 62 of the lady that married a man that didn't exist. Let's take it away.
Part 62 of How I Married a Man That Didn't Exist. This is going to be the last part for a little bit. I do have to get ready for work. You guys know I work nighttime on the weekends. I'm going to try my best to at least get one or two more out tonight if I get a break. Otherwise, I will not be posting any more videos until tomorrow. And remember, we're going live tomorrow as well. So just bear with me, hang in there. I'm dropping these 3 parts back to back right now so you guys can catch up and have something to watch. Alright, so January the 6th. I had made it through the night. I think Rob had slept in one of the girls' rooms, or maybe he had slept on the couch. I don't remember. I don't care. I come out of my room. I had gotten ready for work. It was probably about 6:30 a.m., 7 a.m. And I am in the kitchen making my lunch for work. Emily is in the kitchen as well, making her lunch for work. Rob is on the couch, where he is always at. And we are not communicating, but he is talking to Emily. And he said, "Hey mom, do you remember these 2 dogs, blank and blank? Well, when this one saw me, she got so excited and she remembered me and blah, 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 blah." Let's stop here. The 2 dogs he was referencing was the ones that belonged to Kay. We remember Kay. This is where he said he owned this home. Kay was the woman he was with before he was with me. I did not know about her until weeks into our relationship. He also said that these were his dogs in the very beginning. So as I'm listening, I am like internally screaming. Do you guys know what this meant? Before he came to our house to terrorize me, he spent the night at Kay's house the night before. He somehow buttered her up after everything, and she allowed him to come back into her home. And they
The same way he has been doing with you. So it's the same thing he did with you. So that's what the man is good at. That's his game. And the lot of you have been falling for it. So why are you sounding like, oh, why did this woman allow it? Is it not the same thing that you were doing?
spent the night together. And then I heard him say after he leaves our home that day, that morning, he was going back to Kay's house for an undisclosed amount of time, at least a few days. And I was wondering how he got to our house so early Sunday morning, because it was hours drive. Well, it wasn't, because he was at Kay's house and only about 45 minutes away. I am beside myself. In that moment, and I knew he was speaking for me to hear. He wasn't speaking to me, but he was speaking for me to hear. And Emily is just standing there like a knot on a log, letting him brag about this, not calling him out, not doing anything. I go to grab something out the pantry, and girls, I just start laughing. And you know, when you have to laugh start an argument, your crazy just got activated. I said, "It is crazy to me how you're over here bragging about cheating on the woman that you cheated on me with." Baby, that was gasoline to fire. We got into a drop down, knockout fight. Remember the one I said previously that was the worst? The one where I told him to fucking leave because he lied about the detox? This was 80 times worse than that. He goes off, and I wish I could remember every single detail. I wish I could remember every single thing that was said. But he went in. He was like, "Why don't you just shut the fuck up? Why don't you just get out of here? Get your shit and leave. You don't belong here. You're a guest here." I said, "It's crazy that you say that considering I pay bills here and you have never paid bills."
And to be honest, if we are going by technicality, she's a guest in the house, irrespective of the bills you're paying. I know that Americans, you guys all have your own of the way you guys live your life, but using my Nigerian sense, she's a guest in the house. That's his mother's house. He can come and go anytime he likes. But her, that's that's not her house.
I said, you're the guest here. This is my house, bitch. I said, I do know I said that. I said, no one wants you here. I said, you are nothing but a headache. I said, you are a disgusting person. You left me for her, and now y'all are still together, and you are staying at some other woman's house, cheating on her too? I said, that is crazy behavior. He keeps going on, and then he had said, I don't know how anybody else would ever want you. You're so fat. You're so nasty. And he started attacking my personality, or not my personality, attacking the way that I look. And I said, you didn't seem to think all those things when you married me. I said, and if fat is the only thing you can call me, I think I'm doing pretty good. You cannot attack my character. You cannot attack my personality. You cannot attack the way in which I have stayed and taken care of your family when you abandoned them. You, however, are all of those things. You are a shitty person. He keeps talking. He keeps talking about this woman. And I say, you know, I find it really sad that you require so much attention from so many people. He then tells me that when he gets custody of the kids, which will be soon, lies, you will never see them again. You will never see these kids again. They're gonna fucking hate you, and I'm gonna make sure of it. He said, you were not their mother. You can't be a mother. You can't have children. And then he looked at me, he said, you had a miscarriage before, remember? You'll never be a mother.
Imagine that kind of evil man. Imagine.
I lost it. If I hadn't lost it before, I lost it then. Because what a piece of shit human you are. Thank God I didn't have a baby with him. I continued to speak my truth. He had kept me silent for far long enough. The tears, the me sitting in the silence, the me sitting in the dark, the me not confronting him because I was scared of him. In that moment, it didn't matter. And if this moment had consequences to come after, I didn't care. He was saying the most vile things you can say to a person that has been there taking care of your children, while his mother stood there, and the only thing she could say was, guys, the girls are here. Guys, the girls are asleep. You are attacking the only person that has been there for these girls while you have run off, avoiding responsibility, avoiding accountability, not working, refusing to get help. What does that say about you? I screamed and I fucking roared, and what he said hurt me, but I did not let him know it in that moment. I grabbed my shit and I left, and I said, I can't wait for you to fucking leave so I never have to see you again. You will never have shit in your life. And for the one saying it was the alcohol making him like this, he was sober in this moment. He genuinely wasn't drinking. He is a shitty person.
I don't think alcohol even has anything to do with it. And what I've also come to notice is it only brings out the real you, the kind of person you are. You see, there are people that when they are drunk, you see them, they're so quiet. They will not even talk to you. They will not talk to anybody. Why is the alcohol not making them misbehave?
He is an evil person. The alcohol had nothing to do with it. I was on my way to work and his mother texted me, are you okay? I said no. Like, what the fuck do you think? And you just stood there. And of course you did, because you allowed him into my home. You allowed him back into a space I told you he was not allowed. You told me my voice mattered, my opinion mattered, because this was my home and I was paying bills and I was taking care of girls. You betrayed me. You let him abuse me, and you let yourself be silent. She called me after that and we had a conversation, and I told her exactly how I felt. Later on that day, I would come to find out the middle girl came to us and she said, Mom, he was saying some really nasty things about you to us when he left, when you left for work. He had covered the security camera so I couldn't see, and he was saying the most vile, cruel, nasty things to my daughters about me while I left. What kind of man does that? I had never once spoken bad about their father to them. Because once again, if I'm not anything else, I'm fucking respectful, regardless of how I feel about a person. He called me every name under the fucking sun. That is also the day I found out that every day I was leaving for work while we were still together in the beginning, the moment I walked out the door, he was FaceTiming Amber and talking to her. Imagine not working and your wife leaving to support the family and you are getting on FaceTime with another woman while I go to work to pay these bills. Fucking disgusting.
Hmm. Ooh. Mm. It's those children that like I genuinely feel for. I just hope that they find help and and unlearn all those things they picked from the environment while growing up, because it has a way of seeping into you, and you start acting or behaving because of what you saw growing up or the environment. Environment plays a huge part in the upbringing of a child. I just hope that those children they're able to find help, and they're taken away from that man. He doesn't deserve being around them. They don't deserve to be in same environment as him. Well, guys, take care of yourself. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.